Something blew out the candles, and it wasn't anyone present there. A failure in reality that completely changed the girl's face, and even a creature that almost kidnapped a group of friends. And all of this was captured on camera. Video so amazing that they will leave you questioning everything you believe in. That's what you're about to see in this collection. So get ready, because my name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present 10 ghost videos that will make you question your beliefs. Number 10. Social networks allows us to share moments of our lives with thousands of people. Trips, meals, and much more. Situations that Maria Martin usually publishes on her TikTok account. If you visit her account, you will see that it was full of familiar and everyday situations. Nothing out of the ordinary. However, her most viewed video has nothing to do with her daily life, but with something much more disturbing. It all happened during her birthday celebration. As tradition, once the singing was done, she was preparing to blow out the candles on her cake. But right at that moment, something completely unexpected happened. Observe.
Mira, creía que había sido la Pri haciendo una broma. ¿La habéis grabado?
Que cumpla
Que no fantasma aquí.
que no te la han soplado.
No se ha soplado. Es broma. Mira, creía que había sido la Pri haciendo una broma. ¿La habéis grabado?
You see, before she could even blow them out, the flames went out on their own, leaving all the people present surprised and uncomfortable due to the inexplicable situation they had just witnessed. What happened here? Among the many comments that were left by this recording, some suggest that it could have been due to the entrance of a current of air that extinguished the candles without anyone noticing. Others point out the possible use of candles with defective wicks, or they may have been burning too quickly, causing them to go out just at the right time. However, the reaction of those who were present makes it clear that no one expected something like this, which makes the occurrence even more confusing. Does it seem to you that some normal phenomena could have extinguished the candles with such a force? Look at this other candle that is somewhat far away. The flame doesn't even move. That makes me understand that there was no draft. What do you think? Number 9. The following footage was sent by Christopher Orellana Aravena, a faithful follower of the channel from the Biobío region in Chile. He reveals to us the inexplicable situation that you are about to see.
Mira, verdad, para que no haya que te miento ni que estoy loco. No hay ningún perro, ¿verdad? Y mira, mira. ¿Lo ves? Y no hay ningún perro. No, hay ningún perro. Dios. Y me sigue. Y me sigue.
Next to him is the silhouette of a dog following him. However, when the camera turns, there is nothing near him. Only his shadow and that of the mysterious animal remain projected on the wall, as if it were a ghostly apparition, an optical illusion, or some kind of manipulation. Let's be critical. At any rate, I feel that the angles used to show that there is no dog is still quite convenient. In the first scene, he should have filmed towards his feet, but he films upwards. If the dog was small, it wouldn't have been seen from here. Do you think the same? If it were real, it would still be something sad. It would practically be the spirit of a dog that is still faithful to humans and comes to be with them and accompany them. Analyze this video and tell me, can something like this be achieved with a simple edit? Or do you think we are in the presence of something that goes far beyond what we can understand? Let me know what you think. Number 8. Naomi Morales is the girl who wrote to me to tell me the following story. She tells me that together with 3 friends, they went to spend a few hours touring some cornfields in the early morning. Her goal was to do something daring. They carried flashlights and cameras to take photos. They intended to encounter ghosts. But the reality is that they encountered something else much more terrifying. These are the images she sent me. Now I will tell you the story as it was told in the email. Everyone took turns to see who went first, and this time it was her turn. Apart from the natural fear that walking through this place would generate in anyone, she was fine, safe, since she had her friends. However, suddenly, something strange jumped towards them from the other side of the grassland. It was so fast that no one was able to take a photo. The event was so strange and terrifying that the entire group could not think of anything other than to scream and run after their friend. Since as based on the same thing she wrote in her email, the creature that jumped towards her grabbed her by the waist as if it wanted to take her away. She describes it in this way. I felt as if enormous hands grabbing tightly by the waist lifted me from the ground, and I don't know how many meters he carried me, later put me down. Apparently, my weight saved me. Maybe I was too big because he let me go. Then I just saw that thing jump over the grasslands again and disappear. This is the photo they managed to take of the creature before it disappeared. Her friends who were further back described the creature as the image I'm now showing you. Tall, with long, bony limbs. It seemed to have scales. No one heard her, but she didn't make any noise. They only heard her when she jumped on them. It all happened so quickly that it still traumatizes them. If this story is true, what was said creature? Have you ever heard of anything similar? Without a doubt, a story worth telling. I have dozens of stories like these that have happened to you, my subscribers. Some lack images, but I can make dramatizations with artificial intelligence. If you would like me to tell you about any of them, comment below. Number 6. I have seen the following video dozens of times, and I still cannot discern what happened here. The only thing I do know is that we could classify this video as clear evidence of a failure in reality. It happened during the slapping tournament, a competition where participants must endure blows to the face without losing their balance. In the images, an Asian-looking woman is clearly seen preparing to be hit. However, when the slap arrives, everything changes. As you can see, almost instantly, her face changes drastically, changing from an Asian appearance to a completely Western one. There are no cuts in the recording, nor obvious signs of editing. So, what could have caused this strange change? One possibility is that the impact of the slap caused a momentarily visual effect due to the lighting, the speed of the blow, or even the skin's reaction to the sudden movement. It is also known that in various contact sports, such as boxing, athletes often end up with their faces completely disfigured. a deformation of the features that generally occurs after the accumulation of injuries resulting from blows throughout the fight. However, this seems to be something completely different. It was not a long fight. Seconds before, the face was one way, and seconds later, it was another. For our subscriber, Jose Luis Castañeda, this was a failure in reality, a momentary distortion in our perception of the world that defies any logical explanation. Do you think we are in the presence of a situation like this? Comment below. Number 5. Remember our video of the blinking virgin? On that occasion I mentioned that she blinked, but you also detected that she would smile. While this position is similar, it's also about a virgin, and it also moves. It was shared on TikTok by a user named PamJazz0, who unlike other creators does not usually post content related to the paranormal. However, on this occasion, she decided to share something spectacular with us. According to her, she woke up at 1 in the morning, and upon checking her surroundings, she found something terrifying. On a table, the sculpture of a virgin's face moved its mouth rapidly, as if it were trying to speak. At first, I thought it could be a problem with the pixels, or the poor quality of the video, but I noticed that the movement is very noticeable at first. But then, it is barely noticeable. If it were an error in the pixels, shouldn't it always maintain the same frequency? Some users in the comments made references to Bible passages, suggesting that it could be a divine meaning or hidden message, that the Virgin was trying to give her some kind of sign. Others, however, say it was a kind of curse, associating the event with supposed haunted objects. For your part, what do you believe? What really happened here? A supernatural message? A simple visual distortion? Or something more concerning? This video, along with a large part of the ones you have already seen, were sent by my audience. If you know or have similar videos that you would like me to see, do not hesitate to send them to the email that you now see on the screen. Without further ado, let's continue. Number 4. The next was a simple game between two hospital workers. However, it ended up becoming a disturbing encounter with the inexplicable. This video quickly went viral on TikTok. The competition was about who of the two could go down the stairs the fastest and manage to grab the cell phone first. Everything seemed normal, until the phone captured something they never imagined. In the recording, you can see how the elevator doors begin to open and close repeatedly, for no apparent reason. always on the same floor where they had started the race. But the most troubling thing is the sound that can be heard in the background, a faint murmur, as if someone was there, when in reality, the elevator was always empty. The disturbing thing about this event is that elevator doors don't usually open and close on their own. For this to happen, there must be someone who interferes with the closure. Someone who, in this case, the image never manages to register. What really happens inside that elevator? Let me know what you think. Number 3. We've all seen an animal do something strange or something funny, right? But what would you do and what would you think if you found your neighbor's dog who was alone behaving in this way? Do you know what is the oddest thing? The owner of this video stated that it happened one afternoon while he was at home watching television. He says that suddenly he began to hear strange noises coming from his neighbor's yard. At first, he thought it was nothing out of the ordinary, but the insistence of the sounds piqued his curiosity. Intrigued, he grabbed his cell phone, turned on the camera, and recorded what you just saw. I had seen this dog countless times walking like any other dog. Now it moved in a completely different way, with an almost human posture, moving on 2 legs, as if it were trained to do so, but with a strange air of naturalness that makes this scene quite bizarre. The most curious thing is that he was alone. No one had given him the order to do this. There are many comments that are amused by this video. They find it funny. However, others say they feel strange when they see it, as if the animal was possessed, especially because of the fact that it behaved like this when being alone, as if now, since no one can see it, it could be itself. What do you believe? Number 2. The video in position number 2 was sent by Sebastián González. He tells us that he has been perceiving small and subtle paranormal events in his house for several years. A few days ago, his brother was at the table. He was alone, and according to him, the phone moved on its own. But no one believed him. Until yesterday. Yesterday, the entire family was gathered when suddenly, this broomstick began to move. Everyone was shocked. It was happening right in front of their eyes.
A ver, modelo para la cámara más fuerte.
Sebastian adds an important part of the story. He tells us that 5 years ago his brother died tragically. They think it's him, especially because those papers that they had picked up with the broom before it started moving were related to him. What do you think? Can something move on its own that way?
Muévelo más fuerte si puede.
Number 1. Storms often bring with them impressive scenes. Skies covered with dense clouds, lightning illuminating the darkness, and a wind that seems to announce something ominous. However, what a man captured from the balcony of his building in Istanbul goes beyond the ordinary, and even beyond what is reasonable. Observe. It is true that clouds can sometimes arrange themselves so that our eyes recognize familiar figures, a phenomenon known as pareidolia. But what we see here does not seem like a simple whim of the weather. The silhouette is too clear, its features are too defined, almost as if something or someone had formed it intentionally. Is it just a coincidence, or are we witnessing something much more unsettling? If you think you know the answer, leave it in the comment box, because this video has come to an end. My name is Leonore Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.